you took Kelly to the Upper Peninsula. This is Marion Clark and Kelly Witt on October 22nd, 2010. And so, Kelly, you went with your grandmother Clark to the Upper Peninsula. Everybody goes to the Upper Peninsula in the Clark family.
I was 6 or 7, right? I was little.
Like that.
And you would go up there, and you took me. Where did we stay? Was that your cabin? Where was your cabin?
That was our cabin in the woods.
Mm-hmm. And there were blueberry bushes
And,
all over. We picked a lot of blueberries.
yep, we had got blueberries, is right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was this the Johnson Lake camp or the camp in the woods?
No, this was in the cans.
Okay. Your son John, Kelly's father, and the videographer here, used to use bats, stand out in the road, and would hit rocks towards the bridge. And John was always a better person at baseball, and he'd hit it several hundred feet. And we'd just crack rocks with them, throw them up, and then hit them at the woods camp. Don't you remember Dad finally put the, your husband John Clark was tired of the woodpeckers putting holes in the side of the camp, so he put up aluminum sheeting around it, and he said that there was going to be bred a whole generation of woodpeckers with bent peckers in Dickinson County. That was Dad. He said it was going to bend their peckers, and they were going to have a whole generation of woodpeckers.
Whole afternoon that you and I played tag with that woodpecker out there, because she'd go one way with the gun and I'd go with the gun the other way, and we never did catch that son of a gun.
Well, we have pileated woodpeckers in Virginia, the big red ones, and they destroy.
Oh yeah.
Now, tell us a little bit about the woods camp. As I recall, no matter what the temperature, it was a 2-holer, and the only way it got cleaned out is if remember rabbits would dig down and eat the result? This is high tech.
Yeah.
Toilet paper was normally the newspaper of the day, wasn't it? Don't you remember that?
No, we had a friend
Oh, you had a friend?
that she she and her husband went up to hunt with us,
Okay.
and we decided that we would. I'm getting kind of mixed up.
Well, this is a long time ago.
John put a speaker out there.
That was it.
He put a speaker out there.
A speaker in the bathroom?
Yeah.
In the toilet, and he said, June Behnke.
Well, you know, she would.
Oh, he played a joke on her.
Yeah.
And she was in the bathroom, and what did he do?
Well, yeah, but she.
Yeah, well, you can.
She was
better.
something else. No, yeah, I don't know. All I remember is what you guys told when you came home, because I wasn't up there. But she really drank beer.
And her husband was the head of the telephone company in
Yeah.
Battle Creek.
Yeah.
Right. And what happened?
Oh God. All I remember is that she was full of beer most of the time, you know, and she had to get rid of it before she could get any more. And that's when she went out there and jumped.
And then what did Dad do? What did your husband do? Was he a bad boy?
Flying out of that bathroom.
But what did he say?
Huh?
What did he say over the speaker? Growl at her or something?
He said something about
Move over, lady. We're working
Yeah.
on her.
Move over, lady. We're working over here.
that was it. Just told her to move over and painting that or painting out there.
So he was a jokester, huh? That's funny. And she came rolling out of the bathroom?
She didn't come rolling, she just flew out.
She really did.
And so she had to go back in. Now the woods camp was 24 by 24.
From the way they told it, I could just see her, you know.
She's the one. I'm remembering my youth. June Behnke had a basement and had a pinball machine. And you would be visiting upstairs, and I would go down and play the free pinball machine, and they had a dog named Spook. Don't you recall Spook? And he was a lab, a black lab, and you associated with him. And didn't the Behnke's go bird hunting with all of you?
No, they just one time.
Just one time? Oh, just one time? After that, huh? That was it? That was it. So,
Speaker in the toilet.
But she went lots of times deer hunting with you. Well, she took time off from Kellogg's and went up there. I don't know.
She went up just one time up there, and her husband went 2 times.
okay. So, was your husband a practical joker? My father, John, was he?
That was so funny.
She came flying out of there, huh?
She hit that door.
Were you all standing outside waiting to see what happened?
Oh, she yelled.
What'd she say? You recall what she said?
Oh! Bingo, the door flew off.
Move over, lady, we're painting down here.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So this is this now, as I recall, there's some stories about this camp. I think your daughter Judy, I think Denny over here knows Judy Hanford, who is your, it's his Grandma Judy. Didn't Judy Hanford Clark, well, Judy Clark at that time, your daughter, didn't she get some kind of a brand new coat? And she was backing up and backed into the coal stove, and it put a grill mark over her brand new coat.
That's right.
Wasn't it a wool coat, and it cost it?
Or a mark on her butt too.
Oh, you let her have it, huh?
Oh.
It was a brand new coat with a grill mark all over the back, huh?
You remember?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh,
Oh, I've heard stories about that over the years.
yeah.
So she got a licking and kept on ticking, huh?
Yeah, she bit up to that. It was a real pretty stove. And
It had nice grill marks on it. Yeah.
yeah, she had some too.
And let's see, you came in the front door, and you normally had a couch on the right. The kitchen was on the back right, and then if you came in past the stove, the coal stove, you took a left. In your bedroom, you'd have to take another left. You had a bedroom in there, and then there was a bunk bed. And whoever was on the top bunk bed, which was normally me, it was 100 degrees in the top bunk,
We didn't have any.
and it was 40 degrees on the lower bunk bed.
We didn't have any upper beds.
Well, you did at one time, not initially, I guess. And you had a venture. Do you remember that old Coca-Cola machine that was out in the back that we would fire weapons into, and the streams out back? You remember some of that? Okay. And you came upon, apparently, a great horned owl at one point, and a weasel, didn't you?
I killed that weasel.
You did? You shot his hind end off with something.
Oh, that had.
And Dad mounted that later.
We had.
It's all right. We got plenty of time here.
We we didn't miss it. We took the outhouse, put it on, took it away from them. I can't remember what I wanted.
Did you move its location?
That's exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
To say over on the other side.
Okay.
And
From the deer rack. Okay. And then where was the weasel on the property there?
oh sure.
Okay. And you had a really nice rifle.
Well, it was on the I was in the house.
And the weasel came by?
And it was beautiful. It was
White? Yeah.
Pure white. And I was in it, and I had seen it before.
Lots of things go on in the outhouse at the old woods camp, don't they? This is a very strange family, when central events occur near the outhouses.
And I killed that, and that we had it. Weasel was a state.
Endangered species?
Oh, it was.
No, it
Yeah.
was a logo for the state.
Oh, it was?
Logo for the state.
Oh, okay. I thought the Wolverine was.
Well, the Wolverine is supposed to be, but they're so similar, except the.
Oh, weasel's just a little old thing,
I
huh?
was going to say it's the size, but if you look at the face of it,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
the weasel and the Wolverine look pretty much alike.
The Wolverine is a state.
Yeah, it's much larger.
Yeah.
And there, let's see, when I was growing up, we had 2 huge bear rugs that occasionally Grandpa would get underneath and scare all the little kids with the head sticking out. And then we had a great horned owl, which was where that was found out in front of the camp, wasn't it, somewhere? Yep. And then you had a weasel mounted. You had at least 2 deer heads, and then a gun rack was made out of deer feet. Don't you remember that
Yeah.
gun rack with the deer feet?
Yep, we still had it when we sold it.
Yeah. How about that? All right. Well, this is an interesting record. Any more toilet stories? Any more outhouse stories?
I can't remember.
I remember it was a 2-holer. That's what I remember. I was trying to figure out if you'd mix and match. I had a feeling only guys went in, and then, you had to wait outside for the gals and stuff, but
It was a 2-holer.
it was a 2-holer. One was larger than the other, though, I think, wasn't it? That's how that worked.
I don't know.
Okay. And this is in Dickinson County, Michigan, which is in the Upper Peninsula of the great state of Michigan.
Yeah.
Stories from the past.
And then, Grandma, who used to clean your house on Saturday mornings?
Who used to clean my house?
Wanda Bachrick,
And then after she stopped cleaning,
Mrs. Williams used to clean, make me eat my bacon.
Oh, well, you all remember all that stuff.
yep. And
She-
then I cleaned her house.
Uh-oh.
You remember when I cleaned your house?
No.
And I would ride my bike every Saturday and ride over to your house and clean your house every Saturday. And then she would make me lunch or breakfast or whatever it was. Corn pancakes. That was my
Corn
favorite.
I got vegetable beef soup and BLTs.
And she would cook the bacon in the microwave between the newspaper.
Wow, that shows
So
you how
good.
much older I am than you. But there was no such thing as a microwave.
Yeah. Oh, that was like when it. I mean, it was a fancy thing that you had a microwave. We didn't have a
yeah.
microwave.
It
Yeah.
sure was.
It was it was like first thing when it came out, and you had it.
Yeah.
And then there was a guy, when I was growing up, wasn't there a guy that used to drive the milk truck? His name was Howard,
Yep.
not Gondro, Howard what? What was his last name?
No, how scoundrel
Was the next door neighbor. What was Howard's name? And he would leave you 2 half-gallons of milk, sometimes chocolate milk, half and half. What else did he leave? In that
Potato
little
chips.
potato chips?
Oh, he had the.
Big cans.
Oh, the big cans of potato chips.
Yeah.
Those
And,
are delicious.
and he put them near the back steps, didn't he? And then would drive on.
We had all that stuff.
Yep. In Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yep. And Grandma used to always make shrimp cocktail. You remember Christmas Eve? We had Christmas Eve parties at your house every year. We would get dressed up and go to Grandma's on Christmas Eve for her big Christmas Eve party. And one year, Grandpa and my dad wore tuxes. Do you remember that? I have pictures of Grandpa and my dad. They both wore tuxes on that one Christmas Eve. Yeah,
I don't
It was
recall
really
that.
Fun.
I don't remember that.
And Grandma would always have a relish tray. and it always had radishes and olives. And all of us kids would put the olives on every finger and run around the house.
And we used to play pool.
My parents saw us.
And the guys would play pool in the basement.
Yep.
Yep. You remember those days, do you not?
And then we played a lot of pool at the house in Battle Creek,
Yeah.
right
that's
out
great.
there.
Played a lot of pool
Played a
down
lot
on
of pool there.
94 Terrace. too.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to play pool at 94 Terrace. How that pool table ever got in that basement, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, interesting times here at October 22nd, 2010, here in Seattle, Washington. This is October 20th, 22nd, 2010. How good of a pitcher was your son, John Clark? I don't think his daughter, Kelly, to your right, to your left, knows. Your son won the All-Star game when he was in high school as a pitcher. Do you recall?
Do you remember Dad being a good baseball player?
You remember him as captain of the football team and quarterback? You don't remember that? Do you remember that he once had an offer to play on a farm team or a regional or...
No, yeah, all I can remember was he decided that he was going to go up to the camp for deer hunting, and he got yanked off from some, it must have been football.
Oh, for
The only story
speeding.
I knew too.
Speeding, was he speeding? Don't you remember John A., your son, John, he got a ticket for drag racing your Cadillac.
Oh, do I remember?
He's the only guy that got a ticket in Battle Creek history for drag racing an 8-cylinder. Don't you remember those huge fins on that car? Red Cadillac.
Red Cadillac.
And he got a big fine for that. What was he doing, about 80?
He got more than just a fun. I'm telling you, he got it. Yeah, he was, I can't remember what the kid's name was. Anyway, they were playing racing,
Drag racing.
drag racing,
Right.
and John wanted to know if he could take our brand new car.
Your
Brand new car.
your brand new Cadillac.
Brand new Cadillac.
Yeah. Now, aren't you glad that your
And
youngest
you
son
let
never
him
did
take
anything
it.
like this?
You let him take it.
Right.
I didn't want him to take it. I don't think.
But your younger son, Jerry, never did anything outrageous like this. It was only your older son, John.
No. Oh my God. I'm telling you, he got a ticket and he had to go to a judge. He had a, I don't know how much that ticket.
Big fine.
Big fine.
Well, that was really terrible. I mean, he didn't do anything innocent like driving the Jeep into a gravel pit and getting stuck 3 feet down in the because he didn't know how to turn the hubs. He didn't do anything like that, did he?
You did.
Oh, I did.
He wasn't supposed to have taken the Jeep.
Okay. And he took it anyway.
And he took it.
We were scrambling in the gravel pit. Yep.
I don't know what you were doing in it, but I know that you got out of it.
That was shortly after Bill Willison said something insulting to us, and 3 of us took his 55 Chevrolet and threatened to push it over a cliff on I-194. Yeah, we did. We took it. First we rammed him with the Jeep at the stop sign, and then we told him if he said anything like that again, all 3 of us were going to push his car over the cliff when they were building 194 into Battle Creek. It was the worst smelling car, a piece of junk, everything was falling off it. And we didn't push it over the cliff, but we came real close. We were using your Jeep. We didn't. We figured we'd get in trouble for that. Not with him in it.
Wonder I can't remember.
Not with him. No, he wasn't going to be. He wouldn't have been in it. But there was a gravel road up to where they were building this, and we were all up there meeting a guy named Pabst Blue Ribbon. And at any rate, we thought maybe it would be a bridge too far if we pushed his car over the cliff, so we didn't.
No wonder, Marion, you've been holding all this stuff inside.
Yeah.
But your older son John, he did other.
No wonder
Yeah,
I
okay, so
can't
what other
remember.
trouble did my dad get into?
Pardon?
What other trouble did my dad get
Yeah,
into?
tell stories on John A.
Yeah,
Clark.
we want to hear.
I don't remember.
He was just a little angel, wasn't
Do you remember, I think they were down at Gogwak Lake, and there were a bunch of them, and they're not supposed to be down there after dark, and the police came, and they are trying to jump over the fence, and my mom couldn't get over the fence, and she ended up breaking her toe, and he had to take her to the emergency room.
Oh, I haven't heard this one.
It's like the only thing my mom says that she ever did that was bad. I don't believe it, but
I think one of your sons took the float boat out in the middle of Glogwack Lake and didn't come back home until 4:30 in the morning.
Well, that could have been.
That could have happened. Yeah, I think that happened too.
I loved that boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I loved that boat.
I did.
We had a lot of good times on that boat.
Yeah, that float boat. Well, you're not going to tell us any more stories about your oldest son? I know he did a whole character. He did a bunch of things.
He didn't like to go hunting though.
Oh, no.
He
Yeah,
didn't like hunting.
no. But he did get a spike when he was a kid.
Like fishing.
Nope.
Neither did I.
At the time, he didn't care that much about golf.
No.
Nobody
He
eventually
really
became
liked the team sports.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The football.
He liked the football and well, I didn't know too much about the baseball.
I didn't know about the baseball.
But then I was busy with my own kids.
Right.
You know, because Dave was into that baseball
And-
and I was warming the benches all over the place. So
And Dave and my dad were very close.
yeah, they were pretty good.
He
Well-
said they would get in a lot of trouble
Yeah.
together.
Oh yeah. They would. I guess they did things that if we'd have known about it,
Right.
it had clobbered them. But I didn't know about it until years later.
Good
What was
stories.
my dad's nickname? What was my dad's nickname?
Butch.
That was fast. Thanks. This was good.
And
This is
I
good.
tell you, even to this day, he's Butch to me. I say John, but he's still Butch.
This is good. This is good.